Using Law Review Indexes for the Intellectual Property Research course at Boston College Law School. How is index searching different from full-text searching? With full-text searching, you're trying to predict patterns of language used in the documents themselves. With index searching, a human being has looked at the documents and tried to describe the main points, subjects, according to a controlled vocabulary called subject headings, so that all documents on the same subject are listed under the same subject headings. The result is that indexes will lead you to articles all about a particular topic, as selected by a person who looked at the documents and understands the content. A full text search takes you to any document that uses your search terms. A full text can be a very useful way to search for many things, but when you are just starting to research a new topic, it can be better to start with an index and get articles all about that topic, rather than all the documents that use your search terms. The Index to Legal Periodicals, now called the Index to Legal Periodicals and Books, is the granddaddy of law review indexes. Before there were legal search engines, this was how lawyers found law review articles on a particular subject. While I don't expect you to use the print version of this index, looking at it in print can give us a better understanding of how this index operates. Designed for browsing by lawyers, this had a list of broad legal subject headings used to describe legal writings in the front of every bound volume to help the researcher find the correct subject headings. Let's look for lawyer jokes as a subject. First, we try looking up the word lawyer and get a cross-reference that tells us this index wasn't using the word lawyer at this time, it was using the term attorneys. The index listing for attorneys has a lot of related terms in addition to the term attorneys, including barristers, prosecutors, and solicitors. So jokes about attorneys could be listed under attorneys, but they could also be listed someplace else. Next, we go to the outline looking for the word jokes and find nothing. So we try the synonym humor and make a breakthrough. Under the heading humor, legal, it says see legal humor. Just to be sure, we look in the subject heading list under legal humor, and there it is listed along with an additional suggestion that we may also want to look at the heading law and the arts. The main part of the index volume includes entries under subject headings and authors' names. There are a number of references to articles that an indexer has decided is an attempt at legal humor. Here's one of my favorites, the Gettysburg Address, as written by law students taking an exam. There is also an entry under the title Nova Humor in the Law Review Symposium. We can see here that one of the contributors to the symposium is Dave Barry, who isn't a lawyer, but who wrote a humor column for the Miami Herald. There's also a top 10 list from the writers of The David Letterman Show. This looks promising. This index is available online. To be authenticated as a BC Law user, start at the Law Library homepage and scroll down to Databases. Take the link to Law Library Research Databases. Here, find Index to Legal Periodicals and Books and click. Running a search in the Index to Legal Periodicals and Books database for humor in the law review gets 3 results, the first of which is the symposium we are looking for. So we click on the Find It at BC link. We see this symposium is available in print in the library in the periodicals collection, but we can also go directly to this article using the Hein Online Law Journal Library link. Hein Online is the best source for older law reviews and is also the best source if you're looking for a PDF image of an article. Back on our search results screen, we can use the subject heading this article was listed under to run a new subject heading search. You'll notice this is a slightly different subject heading than was used in the 1993 index. The search for legal humor as a subject heading gets us 634 results. I've added the word cartoon to our original search because I wanted to show you this entry for an article that has very few words in it. And here's the article itself. You'll notice that the words law and humor don't appear anywhere at all in this cartoon. I think this record would have been hard to find using just a full text search unless you had already seen the cartoon and knew which words to search for, but it was one of our original 634 results. The second major law review index is called the Current Law Index when it's in print, but when accessed directly from the publisher, it's called LegalTrack. When this database is licensed through another legal research platform like Lexis or Westlaw, it is called the Legal Resource Index. This index was started at the beginning of the computer age, so even though it was available in print, it began with a more search-based theory of indexing. Rather than using law-specific subject headings like the Index of Legal Periodicals, the current law index classified each article according to Library of Congress subject headings, which is an outline of all the knowledge of the world. Articles are further classified under subheadings to describe the content more precisely. Instead of putting all the funny articles under the heading Legal Humor, each article is put under a general heading like Law and some headings like Analysis. The funny articles in this volume, under the subject heading Law, appear under the subject heading Anecdotes, Cartoons, Satire, etc. Here we find the Gettysburg Address article. Under the subject heading Law Students, there is a subheading Anecdotes, Cartoons, Satire, etc., where we see a hope-to-be humorous article on the Confessions of an Admissions Committee. Anecdotes, Cartoons, Satire, etc. is also a subject heading under the subject Law Teachers, where we see Minutes of the Faculty Meeting from a symposium on humor in the law from Brigham Young University Law Review. The electronic version of this data, when purchased from the publisher, is called LegalTrack, and here it is on our BC Law Library database list. LegalTrack has an advanced search page which allows a variety of fields to choose from, but let's try just a basic search for Nova Humor in the Law Review. This search gets 48 separate records, one for each of the articles in the symposium, and also a testimonial from the Case Western Reserve Law Review. When searching this database, make sure you are not unintentionally limiting your search to full-text documents or peer-reviewed journals. To see what subjects your article was indexed under, click on Subjects under Filter Your Research. These index entries do not display in the subdivisions of the subject terms, but they are still searched by the search engine. To find the applicable subdivisions, we need to go to the Advanced Search page and select Subject Guide Search. The search for the term attorney says there are 37,498 results, but to get to them, we must first link to the term used by this index, lawyers. Here we can click on subdivisions and get a smaller group of results to browse, including humor and anecdotes. We see there are 74 articles that have been classified under this subdivision of the subject heading lawyers. Selecting that subdivision, we see that these 74 results have 44 in academic journals, 2 in magazines, and 28 that are news articles. Running a similar subject guide search for law schools, humor and anecdotes, we get 19 articles in academic journals and 3 in news. Some of the articles listed here are in the Nova Humor in the Law Review Symposium, so it looks like this method may also actually help us get to more funny articles. As I mentioned earlier, to access this database, use a different name when coming through Lexis or Westlaw, the Legal Resource Index. Access it on either system by typing Legal Resource Index into the universal search box and by clicking on the title when it appears.